of the Bijou's Summer Acting Camp Virtual Edition. I'm Miss Ash, and I am so excited because it is the day of the show, y'all. I'm dressed in my stage blacks, and I'm ready to go over all of the things that we learned this week so that you can perform your play. Now, I know you're so excited, but first, we need to warm up. Today especially, more than ever, because your bodies are an instrument, and they need to be tuned so that you don't injure yourself. It's important to warm up because your body is an instrument, and you want to make sure you use it properly, as not to injure yourself. With that being said, find your own space in your room, spread out, and make sure you're not hitting anything when you stretch your arms and legs out around you. You want to make sure you have plenty of space to stretch and move. Now, standing shoulder width apart, I want you to breathe in and breathe out. This time when you breathe in, bring your hands up above your head. And when you breathe out, let your hands fall to your side. This time, we're going to breathe in with our hands up. And when we breathe out, we're going to bend at the waist, all the way down, until we're hanging over. And maybe you can touch your toes. If so, that's awesome. If you can't, that's okay. Just hang there for a little bit. Sway to the side. Don't force anything. You don't want to pull a muscle. Now, we're going to stand up, but I want you to listen to exactly how we'll do it. We're going to roll up our spine. You'll start by dropping your knees a little bit. Tuck your butt in and slowly roll up your spine, one vertebrae at a time, starting at the very bottom. So we're moving up the vertebrae in front of our stomach, and our ribs, and then our chest, and shoulders, and then your neck, and your chin. So the head should always be the last thing to come up. Now, we're going to stretch our head a little bit and our neck. Look over to the right side with your head, feeling a nice stretch over in the side. And then look to the left. Now come back center. Now we're going to look to the right. Now look to the left. Maybe you're hearing some cracking and some popping. That's okay. That's why we warm up. Now, come back to the center. Now we're going to do a head roll. First, you'll drop your chin to your chest. We'll roll our head very slowly to the right. And then very slowly to the left. I have a lot of neck pops when I do this. Now, bring your head back up into the center. Now let's roll our shoulders. First, start by rolling them backwards. Oh, that should feel really good. And then, roll them forwards. If you want to alternate, that works. Now, we're going to shrug our shoulders all the way up. And all the way down, release them. And then bring them up to your ears, really, really, really tight. And then we're going to drop them and release them. And one more time, shoulders all the way up to your ears. Bring them all the way up, make it tight. And then drop them and relax. Oh, that feels really good. Now, we're going to take our right arm and we're going to cross it over our chest for a nice little stretch. Oh, yeah. Then, do the same thing with your left arm. up and over and cross it over your chest, feeling a nice stretch in the back of your arm. Now, put your arms straight up in the air. Stretch as high as you can go. Reach for the sky. Get up on your tippy toes, because you can't reach all the way without getting on your tippy toes. Alternate arms as you climb into the sky, making sure you feel a nice long stretch on each side of your body when you raise your arms into the air. This should feel amazing. Okay, now drop your arms. Take a big breath in with arms going up. Big breath out. And we're gonna drop it to the floor. Okay, so let's start by putting our feet together, straight out in front of us. And let's bend from the waist, not the back. You don't want to hunch your shoulders, but try to bend from your waist and see if you can touch your toes. If you can't, that's okay. A lot of people can't. Most of the time, I can't. But if you can, see if you can go a little further in that stretch. You should feel this in your hamstrings and the bottom of your legs. It should feel good. If it doesn't feel good, release your toes a little bit. Remember, you don't want to hurt yourself, you just want to stretch. Now, let's open our legs. Right leg out to the side, left leg tucked in, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lean from our waist over to the toes. Just lean into it and breathe. And feel a nice stretch in your legs. Now, let's switch feet. Let's bring our right leg in, stick our left leg out to the side, and try to sit up tall, and from the waist, bend, and see if you can touch your toes. Again, feeling a nice stretch in your leg. Now bring your legs together for the butterfly. You don't have to drop your knees all the way down to the floor. That's not that important. It's just important that you're feeling a nice stretch inside your legs. See if you can stretch them a little lower. But remember, don't hurt yourself. Take a big breath in, and then let it out. Let's do that again. Big breath in, and a breath out. Good. Okay, very carefully, I want you to bring your feet around and underneath you, get on all fours. Once you're here, you're going to drop your butt back on your heels, put your arms out in front of you, and go into child's pose. And drop your head. You should feel a nice stretch in your lower back. I really like this pose. And now, we're gonna make what I like to call a Halloween kitty. So you're gonna come up on all fours, and you're gonna stretch your back, your spine, all the way up to the ceiling so that you look like a scared little Halloween kitty. You should feel a nice stretch in your back. Now, you're going to tilt your butt out and up towards the sky. And you're going to drop your shoulders, and you're going out a little bit, and I like to call this one the moo cow. It helps if you can picture the animals in your mind. So let's make a Halloween kitty. Stretch your back and your spine. Oh yeah, that feels good. And now a moo cow. This time, we're gonna pretend like we're the animals. And when you make your Halloween kitty, I wanna hear your Halloween kitty sound. This is mine. And my moo cow. Good job. Now, let's go back into child's pose. Take a big breath in. Just sitting here for a while. Feeling a nice stretch. Okay. And now we're going to bring our feet underneath us. Very slowly, keeping our head down. And we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to roll up our spine. Start with your feet, shoulder width apart, and your butt and your legs will come up first. Your head should be the very last thing to come up. So tuck your pelvis in and roll up that vertebrae, your belly, then your chest, and then your shoulders, and then your chin, and then your head. Should always be the last thing that comes up every time you stand up. All right, now we're gonna stretch our face muscles because guess what? They need to be warmed up too. So, for this, I want you to stretch your face and your mouth as wide as it will go, making a lion face. And then shrink everything and make it as tiny as it will go, making a sour lemon face. So you have a lion face and a lemon face. Do that one more time. Lion face and a lemon face. Good. Now, let's raise our eyebrows. Can you raise one eyebrow at a time? I can't. But can you? Well, let's wake them up. Let's see. Okay. Now wiggle your nose a little bit. Because you know what? Your nose needs to be stretched out. So just move it around. And then, let's move our lips. It kind of helps if you think about chewing a piece of bubble gum. We're stretching all these muscles out because we're about to use them. Now, do a little bit of everything. Move your whole face. Stretch it all out. You're gonna look really silly, but you know what? That's the point. All right, and then shake your shoulders, shake everything out. You should feel nice and relaxed, nice and warmed up, and nice and loose. Now, we're ready to begin. To start with our vocal warm-up, it's important for you to remember that you're going to want to pause this video in between each exercise that I go over. That way, you can do it on your own. So to start, we'll just begin by humming. It helps if you want to think of a tune. Make sure you're going up and down with your voice. It helps if you can think of a siren. If your voice cracks like that, that's okay. We're warming it up. We're not pushing. We're going very slowly to get it nice and warmed up. Once you've hummed for a little while, you'll want to puff your lips like a horse. Take some time to do that. Then you'll combine the humming and the puffing so that it sounds something like this. Going up and down like a siren. Next, we'll wake up our tongue, our teeth, and our lips by focusing on our consonants. Consonants are sounds that are not vowels, and they'll help you with articulating words and enunciating them. That way, we can hear the whole word. So, we'll start out by making a B sound, a D sound, and a G sound. And then we'll put them together. Ba, da, ga. Budiga, 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 budiga. Once you have these sounds, we'll practice the P, the T, and the K sound. P, T, K. Patika, 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 patika. Now we want to alternate these sounds. Budiga, 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 patika, patika, patika. Budiga, 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 patika, patika, patika. Budiga, patika, budiga, patika, patika, budiga. Try to do them slowly and then try to do them quickly. One of my favorite things to help with my enunciation and my articulation is to work on tongue twisters. These are some of my favorites. Blue, black bugs bleed blue, black ink. Red leather, yellow leather. Tip of the tongue, teeth, and lips. Toy boat, toy boat. Round the rough and rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran. Practice these tongue twisters, making sure you're focusing on your consonants, hitting all of those t, k, k's, and b, d, g's. Practice on your own. So, by this point, you've written an entire play. You've learned your lines, you've memorized them, you've connected your breath to your voice, you've created a character from start to finish, you've given them a life, you've learned how they move, and I hope you've learned something about yourself. Now, we're going to take everything that you've learned this week and put it together to perform your play. If you're nervous, just remember to breathe, and you can practice some of those relaxation techniques that we've gone over. I hope that you are so proud of the work that you have created this week. I know I am. And I hope that one day we get to meet here on the stage at the Bijou Theatre's summer acting camp. So, from one actor to another, break a leg. This is Miss Ash signing off.